phones, Babylons can't crack the.
What do YouTube? B Kelly back again with another banger. In today's video, y'all, I'm gonna bring back another video that you guys have really liked these past couple videos. Is QB1 Beyond the Lights, Where Are They Now? But this one is Season 3. And in Season 3, it covers Spencer Rattler, Lance Legrand, and Nick Scalzo in their senior season of high school. Just to give a quick disclaimer before I talk about Where Are They Now, all these guys still have a lot of college eligibility left, and their college careers are not over yet. And they still have a lot of time left to prove their worth and to put up some more numbers and to get ready for the NFL if they make it that far. The first quarterback I'm going to be talking about today is Nick Scalzo out of Cardinal Gibbons High School. Now, for Cardinal Gibbons High School in his senior season, he played in 12 games, and he played very well that season as well, helped leading them to a 13-2 record. For that season, he threw for 2,185 yards, completed 62% of his passes, had a total of 26 touchdowns, 24 in the air, 2 on the ground, and only 8 interceptions. Something that I will say about Nick on the show is that I did like him, and I thought he was a very efficient quarterback, and I thought he was always doing work anytime he was in the game. But now that we know that, let's talk about his recruiting a little bit now. Out of all the quarterbacks in this season, Nick Scalzo is the one who was the least highly touted out of the three. Coming out of the 2019 recruiting class, and according to the 247 Sports composite rankings, he was a 3-star recruit, ranked as the 1,235th best player in the nation, the 28th best dual-threat quarterback, and the 169th best player in the state of Florida. Also, out of this season, Nick Scalzo is also the only quarterback in this season that primarily had FBS level non-Power 5 offers. Out of his 15 offers that he did have, only 2 of them were from the Power 5 level, one from Illinois and the other from Kentucky. When it came to making a decision, Nick Scalzo would end up committing to Kentucky. Nick Scalzo's career at Kentucky has not gotten off to the best start so far. In his true freshman season in the 2019 college football season, he tore his ACL, missing the entire season. And then in the 2020 college football season, he actually did not appear in a single game because he was a backup quarterback to Joey Gatewood and Terry Wilson. And in the beginning of the 2021 college football offseason, he even entered the transfer portal, but right now he is back at Kentucky. The next quarterback I'm going to be talking about today is Lance Legrand out of Easton High School in New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, Lance Legrand, unfortunately this season, battled with injury issues, and he only appeared in 7 games for Easton High School. But in the 7 games he did play in, he threw for 926 yards, completed 60% of his passes, while throwing for 15 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And on the ground, he rushed for 329 yards, averaging 5.2 yards per carry and 3 touchdowns. Lance Legrand, coming out of the 2019 recruiting class, was a pretty highly touted recruit. He had 24 total offers, and according to the 247 Sports composite, he was a 4-star recruit, ranked as the 279th best player in the nation, was a top 10 dual-threat quarterback, ranked as the 9th dual-threat quarterback in the nation, and ranked as the 14th best player in the state of Louisiana. As I stated earlier, Lance Legrand had 24 total offers coming out of high school, and he was originally committed to Kansas, but he would end up decommitting and reopening his recruitment. Some of the notable offers that he had coming out of high school was Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M, Indiana, Miami, and Florida State. And the school that he ended up committing to was Maryland, which at the time seemed like a very smart choice, as the quarterback future there was very unknown, but they had the people there that they could start up something special. In Lance Legrand's first season at Maryland in the 2019 college football season, as a true freshman, he would appear in 3 games before redshirting in the season, where they primarily used him in running packages. He only threw a total of 3 passes this season, completing 1 of them for 7 yards, but he did have 13 rushing attempts where he rushed for 104 yards, averaging a pretty impressive 8 yards per carry. Going into the 2020 college football offseason, it really seemed like Lance Legrand would be the starting quarterback for Maryland in the 2020 college football season if everything went as planned. If you watch the 2020 college football season, it's no spoiler at all to know that not everything went as planned with Maryland and Lance Legrand, as Maryland would end up getting a transfer quarterback from Alabama by the name of Tua Tagovailoa's younger brother. Now, this brought up a quarterback competition for the starting quarterback spot between him and Lance Legrand ended up losing, being a backup quarterback. Now, in the 2020 college football season for Maryland, Lance Legrand, as the previous season before, was a backup quarterback and only appeared in 3 games. And this season, he actually played more true quarterback, and he really didn't do that bad. He wasn't really able to break off runs like he was the season prior in those certain run packages. This season, he actually had negative 11 rushing yards on 6 attempts, and passing, he actually completed a pretty impressive 79% of his passes for 91 yards in 3 games he played in, which was very limited playing time, by the way. But he had 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Shortly after the 2020 college football season, Lance Legrand would enter the transfer portal, and he would end up transferring to Louisiana to be a part of the Ragin' Cajuns football team. The last quarterback I'm going to be talking about today is actually the most hyped up quarterback out of the 2019 quarterback class, and is also the most known quarterback in this season. Is none other than Spencer Rattler out of Pinnacle High School in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, here's what I got to say about Spencer Rattler this season. He only appeared in 7 games, and he balled out, where he threw for 1,863 yards, completed 67% of his passes, threw for 23 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions, not to mention the 3 touchdowns he had on the ground as well. Now, in this season of QB1, Spencer Rattler had a controversy that nobody really knows but Spencer Rattler, his family, and his school, where he actually ended up getting suspended for the rest of his senior season with what everyone thought was actually an MCL sprain, which he might have had one, but he would not have been out the rest of the season like he was, and it was revealed that he actually got suspended from the team for the rest of his senior season. Now, I'm not going to talk about what he did because I don't know what he did, and I'm not here to speculate or spread false lies to y'all. Coming out of the 2019 recruiting class, Spencer Rattler was one of the most hyped up recruits in his class and also one of the most highly touted. According to the 247 Sports Composite rankings, he was a 5-star recruit, ranked as the 11th best player in the nation, ranked as the #1 pro-style quarterback, and the #1 player in the state of Arizona, and he had a variety of offers, but he would end up choosing the University of Oklahoma as his next home. In Spencer Rattler's true freshman season at OU in the 2019 college football season, he would end up redshirting because he was a backup quarterback to Jalen Hurts, and when he did play, he did not play a lot. He only appeared in 3 games, and when he was in, it was garbage time when it was near the end of the game and the game was already over. But unlike the other 2 quarterbacks in this season, Spencer Rattler would end up starting the 2020 college football season, and he would end up playing a lot in that season as well, being the starting quarterback the whole time. And in 11 games he played for the Sooners, he actually played pretty well after he had his hiccups in the beginning of the season, because in the beginning of the season, if y'all kept up, he really struggled with turnovers and even started off 1-2, which hasn't happened for OU in a very long time. But let's talk about his stats for this season. He won the Big 12 when many thought he wouldn't after he started 1-2, 0-2 in conference play, but in 11 games he played in, he completed 67.5% of his passes, threw for 3,031 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, not to mention the 6 touchdowns that he had on the ground. And right now, going into the 2021 college football season, is the Heisman favorite to win the Heisman, and is clearly one of the best quarterbacks returning for the 2021 college football season. Now that I'm at the end of the video, leave your thoughts down in the comments down below of what you thought about this season and what you think about where they are now from this season, and leave down your suggestions for future videos as well. And also, it's not one of my videos if I don't say this, remember to smash that like button, turn on them post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly, out!